Hey guys, Blue Falcon here. Got a gun review for you between Glock 43X and a Springfield Armory Hellcat. Before we get started, we're going to go ahead and do our safety checks and clear the firearms of ammunition. Nothing in the chamber, nothing in the mag well. This gun's safe. And then Springfield Hellcat, nothing in the chamber, nothing in the mag well. This firearm is safe. So before we go further, I'm going to read out the specifications between the two, and we'll start with the Glock 43X. Overall length is 6.5 inches. Slide length is 6 inches. Slide width is 0.87 inches, so just under an inch. Height with a mag in it is 5 inches. Weight with a fully loaded mag is 23 ounces, and the barrel length is 3.4 inches. Moving on to the Springfield Armory Hellcat, we have a length of 6 inches, and if you include the compensator, it goes up to 7 inches. Barrel length is 3 inches. Width is 1 inch, so it's a tad bit fatter than the Glock. Height is 4 inches, and I believe that is without a mag, and I'll explain here in a minute. And the weight is 17.9 ounces, and I also believe that is without a loaded mag in it, and I'll explain that. The Springfield Hellcat comes with two different mags. It comes with a 13 round mag and an 11 round mag, and as you can guess, the 13 round mag is going to be longer, adding to the height of the weapon and the weight, versus the 11 round mag is going to bring down the height, and it'll also bring down the weight. So if you guys are just dying to know that, I'll let you go ahead and buy yourself a scale, and you can weigh the pistol with each mag loaded. We'll begin with the Springfield Armory Hellcat and takeaways from it. The sight system is you got a rear U and a front gigantic green with a tritium embedded in the center. If you get the Wasp edition, it comes with the Hex Wasp and red dot, which is also nice, and it also comes with the threaded barrel and self-indexed compensator. This also comes, I believe, standard with a rail, so you can mount a light. Not a big deal to me. I don't think you really need a light on your carry firearm. I'm sure people out there would disagree, but me personally, I don't really need a light. As far as grip is concerned, you do get a good grip with this particular firearm. Like, I feel like when I'm catching my aim with it, I'm having to kink my wrist a little further forward, and this kind of makes for an uncomfortable shoot for me. I know that's not the case with everybody, and that's not necessarily a design flaw. It's a gripe of my own. It's personal preference. This weapon does come with a safety, as you can tell, and it's ambidextrous. Trigger, I want to say these guns come standard with a 5 or 5.5 pound trigger. Don't quote me on it, but we'll see at the point where it breaks. Right there. We'll get the reset. right there. So it's got a pretty long reset if you ask me. But yeah, that's pretty much it with the Springfield Hellcat. It does, like I said, the indexed. If you get the Wasp, it does come with the thread barrel and the indexed compensator, which makes it really nifty. If you go to break this firearm down, which it also has a slide lever on it to break it down or separate the slide from the frame. But if you ever want to take the barrel out and do some maintenance in and around the barrel, you don't have to Loctite this down. All you gotta do is just push that little lever right there and start unscrewing it. I'm not gonna do that here, but it makes it really easy to take down and put back together. You don't have to Loctite anything or break Loctite and then reapply the Loctite. It makes it simple for the maintenance. So really nice feature when it comes to a compensator, because you don't see that much. Most of them have set screws and you Loctite them in there, and it's just a bear to get them off if you ever have to. But yeah, this is a nice firearm from Springfield. Like I said, this Wasp edition comes with a hefty price tag though. This gun cost me $1,100 out the door. I did buy it on Gun Broker, so I believe the gun was like $900 and something with all of this, and taxes, or actually it was right at $1,000, but taxes, transfer, and shipping bumped it up to $1,100. So it's got a hefty price tag. You can get the base model of these. It doesn't have all the extra features on it for right around $550. So they're not necessarily just super expensive pistols. They just get expensive when you buy all the extra. Moving on to the Glock. When it comes to this gun, you'll notice I've kind of made some upgrades on the sights. I used to have a Glock 43X. I ended up selling it. I bought it for video purposes and then sold it. And then I went and bought another one. This one was used, and it didn't have a rear sight. So I ended up buying some True Glows and a Mepro. But standard, these come with a white dot front and a 3/4 square on the back. So it's similar to the U, but it's just squared off. I guess that's just the way they made it. Still a decent sight picture. If you ask me, this is more premium on the Hellcat than it is on the Glock 43X. As far as the handle's concerned, this gun has more of a my hand and wrist are straight, versus on this, like I said, it's a little bit more aggressive when it comes to aiming this. The angle on the handle is a little bit steeper than it is on this for me. The trigger, go ahead and do that. And obviously, just like on every other Glock, this one doesn't have a safety. But the trigger, and unfortunately I've already put a upgrade in there. I've put a ghost edge trigger connector in there, so it's probably going to be a little bit smoother than the Springfield Hellcat. But just to demonstrate, we're going to go ahead and pull the trigger for you, and we'll do a reset. So pretty short reset. And do that again. Right there, yeah. But yeah, if you ever get one of these, ghost edge trigger connector is a must. But yeah, so far, like I said, Glock is, this gun's gonna feel like, a 19 when it comes to handle and everything. The only difference is that this one's a lot thinner, because it comes with a single stacked 10-round mag. You can buy double stack from Shield Arms. It gives you a 5-round upgrade, and they will fit flush in the magazine well. So you're not having to extend the mag. You can actually fit 15 inside of this mag well. And the reason you can't do that with this is because it's a much shorter firearm. It's an inch shorter. So a huge difference there. But like I said, even though it's short, if you were to put this 13-round mag in there, it still feels like you don't have like an extended mag. It honestly just feels like, as far as grip is concerned, it feels like it's part of the weapon. But yeah, I mean, it's not a bad feature. Even with the 11-round mag, you still get some stifling on both mags. I can get my hand on this pretty good with even with the 11-round mag. So you get a decent grip you still get a decent grip on the Springfield Armory Hellcat. With this is DX, so you can't really compare the 43 to the Hellcat as far as capacity, because I believe just the regular 43 comes with like 6+1, I believe, and the mag cap on this thing is just, you get 11 with the base mag. So it's not really much of a comparison between the two. And hell, even with the X, you're still getting one round. You're still 1 round shy of getting to that 11-round mark mag capacity with the Springfield. So you're still kind of coming in short. Both of these weapons. Oh, also I wanted to point this out. I believe the Springfield Hellcat comes standard with these railings, and these guys don't necessarily come standard. As you can tell, this one doesn't have a rail, but you can buy one with a rail. And I believe one with a rail would cost you around the same thing as this, as long as you didn't buy all the extra on it. I believe this is about $550, and this would be about $550 also with the rail. I believe one like this, if you bought it brand new, without the rail, it's about $500, maybe a little less. These are cheap guns, but and they're ugly as hell, but they do hold their weight, man. I mean, you can put these guys through some serious crap, and they're not gonna break. They'll keep shooting. I mean, you can abuse the hell out of it, and it's gonna shoot. As far as this gun's concerned, I don't think you would have to worry about this thing, even if you were to drop it and it landed on the top of the red dot. I don't think you'd have to worry about it just breaking. I mean, probably dent it up a tad, but I don't believe it would just screw it up. I can't really comment on how durable and what environments would cause this firearm to malfunction, because it's just, I don't believe that kind of testing is out there on these, versus with the Glock. I mean, people abuse the hell out of these just to prove the durability that these things have to offer. But also want to explain my reasoning as to why I put a Mepro and a True Glow front on this. The Mepro is a fantastic sight. As you can tell, if you guys aren't familiar with the Mepro, it's a fiber optic tritium combo. All right. So basically, you get somewhat of a glow. You get somewhat of a glow, and you don't need a front sight. I mean, everything you need is back here. Basically, if you can see that sight picture right there, you're lined up. If you can't see it, obviously you're not lined up. Now, the reason I put a True Glow front on here, and it's kind of an expensive setup, get ready to spend $200 plus on it. But the reason I did that is because in really dark settings, it's really hard to find. I know it's easy to find right now because there's light in the room, but if you go into a really dark setting where there's very little light, it's really hard to pick that up. And this right here, the front will glow, and it's much easier for my eyes to pick that up, so I get some sort of barrel orientation. So should I ever need it in a low light scenario, I've got some sort of orientation that I can use to trap my target. But the Mepro's still a good sight. It's definitely, if you ask me, I think it's worth getting. I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that would disagree, but it's all personal preference. It almost seems like this is a red dot at a natural aiming point versus this. As you can tell, the dot, it's gonna, if you put center in the window, it's gonna be above your irons, so it's gonna be somewhat of an unnatural sight picture. And there are ways that you can kind of get that muscle memory to where you come up with the red dot. But for me, it was just the learning curve for that was really hindered by the angle of the grip. Like I said, that's a personal issue, I would imagine. I don't believe that is a design flaw. I'm sure there's some guys out there that, they pick this gun up and they come up with that red dot every single time. And that's great. I'm not hating on it. Again, this is a great firearm. I think it's, I bought this for $1,100, and do I think it's worth $1,100? I mean, with everything you get, sure, but when it comes to the grip, if it feels good in your hand, there's a good chance it's going to perform well for you. But as far as the two firearms, just like everything else, man, it's all about personal preference and how well your hands fit around it, and it's shootability, man. But pretty much that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope it helped give you a little more insight if you're on the fence when it comes to buying one of these. Again, both great firearms. I'm not hating on either one. I believe the Glock fits my needs a little more than this does. And like I said, it's not design flaw or performance issues, even though I know the Glock will definitely fire off as many rounds as you can put through it without jamming, most of the time anyways. And this one, I know you can fire some rounds out of it. I don't know if it'll hold up to the heat that this thing will. But either way, they're both great firearms, and I'm not hating on either one of them. I think the Springfield Hellcat looks like an awesome pistol, and this one, well, it's ugly as sin, but it gets the job done very well, I might add. So hope this helps make, if you're trying to make a choice between the two, I hope it helps you make that decision. I hope you enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe if you like what you see, and I'll catch y'all next time. Blue Falcon out.